previous I left.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So okay, so let's talk about two three things. Okay, so which we exactly follow when we are saying that we are creating a responsive page. Okay,
Yes,
so okay, all right. Let me open the code then. So for April, let me open the folder. All right. So this was the last session. So guys who are there, so we were discussing about transform and transition. Okay. So basically like how to bring animation and all those in your HTML page. So that was what we discussed in the last session, and we saw those things. Okay. For responsiveness part, let me have one more doc and just I can discuss that part also. So let's say responsiveness. Okay. So any ideas? Like someone can tell how to like how to create a responsive website or how do you do it? For example, so one thing is media queries. Okay. So one thing is media queries. So what are media queries? Anyone wants to say?
I think where we define the at the red media on
Mm-hmm.
screen with
Okay.
the condition like maximum width.
Mm-hmm.
Then in that we give the properties like width or the height.
All right. All right. So suppose that this is an dummy div. Okay. Basically, this is a dummy div, and the whole point of having the media queries thing is like I am creating a website, so it doesn't mean that I will be creating a separate one for mobile or let's say for desktop or tablet. Okay. So this is a common div. Okay. Let me open in the page and then get started. So I can say basically, let me copy the path. All right. Why did it not appearing? So let me save this. And this is something a div I'm having. Let me give some dimensions to it so that we can assign some borders. Okay, so one px, then the solid. Like that is good. And I can say some height. So suppose that height is 400 pixels, or maybe we can agree with 200 also. That is also. But the width I want to be, let's say, 800 pixels. Okay. Now I'm showing the problems and the problem which is getting solved by media queries. Okay. So this is what we are having. So let me create a div ID over here. So I will say uh, hash div one. Okay. And this is what we are having. Let me cut this. Create a style tag. And this is what we have. Similarly, giving some background to it so that we can get some idea. So maybe any kind of background as well. Okay. So this is what it is. Going back, restarting. So this is how they were. Good for desktop view. So just a very common example. This content I want to show on my desktop. But what happens when I switch to a mobile phone? Let's see this. So suppose that my browser is getting closer, and this is the content I am having. Okay. So I can see that if I would be having some more line inside it, so it would be cut. Okay, as a device being like overlapped or getting hidden by the device size. So this is a problem. So basically, this is a problem, and that is why we need a responsiveness. Responsiveness means my style should act according to the device width. Okay. So how to do it? So what are the ways, guys? How can I say that width depend on my page? What are the ways? How many of you say
Should,
that? Go on.
should we make that
We make that.
auto width
Okay.
as auto?
Okay. So we can make the width as auto. So it may be the case like I do not. So that is for 100%, right? Every time.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So That is one thing. And similarly, thanks for this. This is a solution. And similarly, I can say that any of my relative unit instead of fixed unit will also work over here. For example, and now if I say 90%, so I do not need to worry about this because this 90% is taken by the device. So this is one step towards responsiveness. So how to bring responsiveness? So instead of using absolute units, we can refer to the relative units. First point. Is this point clear, guys?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Second one. Okay. So this is how we do the first thing. Second thing. There is another way which says that suppose that okay, width is fine. Okay, you give percentages and all of those things. But there is an high requirement that I want other style to change also. Let's say not only the device width, I want that color should be changed or okay, here's a very good thing over here. So for example, this is a heading, okay? So this is a heading H1, and you want to display only on mobile. Okay, so there's a requirement from the team that you have to display only on mobile. Okay, and you do not need to do this on desktop or something. Okay, so desktop and tablet you do not have to display this. If you see on mobile's website look different, you do not have the menu bar, the nav bar upside. It is hidden in the left side and you have to click it. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is one example where media queries is going to help us. Now the point is how to achieve. So I want to display text based on the device sizes. Now this is where media queries are going to kick in. So let's see that also. Just quick thing. So I will say at the rate media screen and what the syntax is and
Expression.
okay. So expression can be mhm. For mobile devices. It's basically 576.
Okay.
Okay. So why max width? Any guesses?
Uh, the width would be 100%.
Mhm. So max width, I say that the maximum width of my mobile can range from 0 pixels to 576. All right.
Okay.
So this is what I mean. So till the page width is 576 or lesser than that, this style is going to be applied. Now my point is, I want to show this only on the mobile devices. Okay. So initially, H1 I do not want to show anywhere. How can I hide an element? I can say display none. Okay. So display none is one property which is going to help us. Now for div1 also, I want to do something. Let's say the background color I want to change in mobile phone to let's say something as brown. Just a second, guys. Okay. So one use of media queries will be you want to display different content on different type of different width devices. Okay. So this is let's say for desktop we do not want to have this. Okay. But when I go to mobile, I can say that now I want to display this. Basically, this is display none and this is display block. What do I mean by display block? How many say that you already know this? Guys, remember we were saying this element is an line element, this element is a block element.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so we are talking with respect to the display property. Make sense, guys? All right, let me show you something. So just a quick refresh. Okay, so let's hit enter. I can see that this heading is present, okay, but it is not in the page. Let's switch to mobile phone. So you can see that I have this heading in the mobile phone. Okay, I can increase the side width still 576 and I can see that this content I can only see on mobile, whereas when I switch to desktop this is not. Are you guys getting the requirement?
Yes, sir.
Not only this, okay, so that's good. Not only this, instead for this div also I can say that not only the color, maybe I can say the width also can be 400 pixels. So this can be the thing. And maybe I can say that the margin is also auto. So if it in the desktop I want to appear it wide, but on the mobile I want to say that I just want it into the middle, so maybe I can give the margin as auto. So this is how media queries work. So same for the same elements. Just a second, guys. Okay, I thought someone is asking for permission. Okay, anyways, so for the same element I can have different styles and all those things, and this is being helped by media queries. Not only single media queries, I can have multiple media queries. For, let's say, for tablets also I can have that. So I need to find the shortcut for this one. Formatting document. Okay. So for tablet, targeting the tablet, so I can say that 912 pixels or something. So this you mention, so whatever we mention in over here, we call this as breakpoint. Okay, so we call it device breakpoint is basically the width till which consider as a device width. Now my point is, in the tablet I want to show some other color, let's say. So this is just an example, guys. It's not about the colors and all. So it's mostly about the size of our divs. Okay, so something, these kind of things are being shared. Okay, for example, there is an H2 I want only to display on tablet. Okay, so that also I can do. I hope you guys are now getting the point. So that's not such a big deal, but just knowing about it. All right, I'm not sure who is who is coming and who is going. Like, I thought someone is asking. So let's say that this is an S2, and I'm asking for to display on the tablet. So I can simply say S2 as display block. Obviously we can change this, like not H1 H2, we can give some IDs and all, but I hope the point is, I can say that this display none. All right, so this is 912 pixels, this is 576, so 576 and below. Similarly, this is 912 and below. Okay, so between 576 and 912. Okay, so between 576 and 912. Okay, this style will be applied. So max width means this is the maximum width of the device. Okay, so below this everything will be this style. Let's have a quick refresh and check this part out. There is something weird, guys. What is weird? Let's see. So this is 912 pixels. Okay, and this is 576 pixels. I'm writing media queries. I'm saying that ki, hey, 576 below this will be applied. 912 below this will be applied. But I see that this color is only applied. Brown is not applied. Any guesses what's being wrong here? I have written two media queries. So since 548 is there, so this 576 should have applied. Why is 912 applying?
The condition for the both, it's the same because
All right. How can I adjust that?
we need to maintain the sequence, like the
Mhm.
second one should be above the first.
Correct. Very correct. So this is what we need to do. So basically, we have to write the bigger one at the top and the smaller one below. Now we can see that. So what was happening? This condition was satisfying. This was overriding this. This was satisfying, and this was overriding this one. Is my point clear, guys? Okay. So we can see that this is being applied, and whenever we cross this, we are getting this. So three styles for the same thing, and this is how we bring responsiveness. So dealing with mobile devices, desktop and tablet at the same time, we call this type of style as desktop first design. Okay, so we call this desktop first design. There is an opposite version of this one. Okay, so which we call as mobile first design. Okay, that is mobile first design. Why desktop first design and why mobile first design? The styles we see outside media queries is applied to desktop, and the styles we see in media queries is applied to mobile devices and tablet. But we can do just the opposite. I want these styles, whatever default style I write, this should be applied to mobile, and whatever I write in media query, this should be applied to higher width devices, for example, desktop and all. The only change I need to do is I need to say this max width as min width. Do you guys agree with this? Min width? Min width means the minimum width of this box. Okay. So when I say min width, okay, so when I say min width in this query, so media queries, I'm saying that the minimum, the smallest width of this device can be 576. Means 576 and above. Okay. 912 and above. Okay. And this is the by default for mobile. Okay. So how is this being done? Let's see that also. So all right. Also, there is the change in condition. So let me cut this part and apply over. So I hope you guys are getting why I changed the order. Are you guys getting the point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because
Because
you're going.
it will compare both as a similar, because 576 and greater than that 912.
Yes, yes, pretty much correct. Let's just have a quick refresh, and we can see that this is being the so whatever styles I write in over here. Okay, so whatever styles were I write in over here. Just a second. Did we need to change something more? Hmm, yes, we need to change something more. So we need to cut this one also out and this one also out, and we have to supply it in over here. So let me format the document, and I guess we are good. Okay, so this is for 576. This is the minimum width, which is greater than this. Then 912, which is above this, and finally, okay, let me check. So this is correct, or any other order should be there. So if it is greater than 576, it will allow this. If it is not greater than 576, it will compare this. This will also fail, and the mobile will be applied. I guess this will work. All right. Yes, this is going to work. And let's go to. Okay, no, this is not working. So what did we miss? Hmm. So there is something issue with the sequence. What do you think, guys? What should be the order? So first, the styles for mobile, then comes the
Desktop.
okay, so 912. Okay, so min width is 912. No, it should be good. So greater than 576, greater than 576. If it is not greater than 576, so those will be applied. Yeah, makes sense. This was the first order one was already correct. Why did I change that? All right, this would work. This would work. Okay. Okay, so let's do this here and let's do the exercise here and then we'll go to the browser. So first thing, uh, this will be applied. Okay, then it will say that is the width greater than 576. So it will say yes, true. So it will apply this. Then it will say that is the width greater than 912. So this part will be applied in the desktop. That is very well. So which was correct previously. Now, if this fails, if the device width is below 912, this will be applied, and if this also fails, this will be applied, which is exactly what we want. Okay, are you guys getting the point? That's correct. Okay, so by default I wanted this one, and this is what I'm getting. Make sense, guys? So this is applied to mobile. So this is what mobile first approach is. The opposite one was desktop first approach. Now let's hit this 576 point and let's see. 576, 576. So we see that 576 is being applied. Now we already wrote for mobile and then we are getting for the desktop. So let's cross 912 also and we can see that. Is the point clear, guys? Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. So this is so two things were there. So either go. Not either. We have to use lots of things. One more thing for responsiveness, guys. So since you guys are going to do the music player thing, one more thing, flex. Okay. So any doubts in flex box, guys? Like, or is it clear? Flex box. Okay. I have already added this seat in the HTML document I referred to. Where is that docs? Here it is, the doc. Let me share this also with you guys. Just go through it. I have added all the links, and for your help, there are some gradients also. Guys, are you guys clear with linear gradient and radial gradient? What is linear and what is radial gradient?
Sir, I have some doubts regarding radial gradient.
Okay, please go on. Radial gradient. Okay. Now, if you want to refer to something like, let's say, a standard website or something, so MDN is going to help you. So Mozilla documentation, I hope you guys already have know that there's a browser Mozilla. So these people write documentation regarding. Okay. So let's see that. Okay. Yeah, you're saying something like how do we apply and all those, right? Uh, Hello. So Akash, you want to say something?
No, sir.
Okay.
Thanks for sharing the link, sir. I
Oh,
will read it.
yeah, one more thing, guys. Like you can refer MDN for each and everything, okay? And in JavaScript, we also will refer to this MDN also. So please go through this, okay? MDN is there, and one more is there. CSS tricks I have added, okay? So go through that one also. CSS tricks they have very good documentation over there, okay? So even if we miss something, obviously there are lots of things, so we may miss something. I also miss something, so you can just go through this one. But my point is, so you can see that a radial gradient is taking two of the colors. So let's copy and use it in our website. Where is it? Let's use it now itself. And guys, if you have not started the music player thing, please start that. Okay. And if you need any help, like I'm always there. Adding some leading gradient to it. So you can say add it to the background color. So background color take like where is the link? There's a text I have copied. Okay, so this goes in the background color. Does background color accept this? Yes, I guess it accept this, or background will only accept it. Just a second. Let me remove this text. It's already there. And yep. So basically, considering this box is center, okay, so it is kind of a radial gradient. So having kind of a radius or something, and this is how it works. So this is considered at the center. And moving on, whatever two styles you have written, because the two colors you have given, this is how it works. What else do we have in radial gradient? So we can see that background closest side. Okay, let's check this one. This is not looking so good. Okay, anyways, you can just go through these values. Circle at 100% or something. So you can try this one also out. Okay, basically, where did I went? Anything else do we have? Or I would suggest to go through this one. This also link is already present. Okay, so you can just check it out. So most of the time we'll be having any type of gradients you want, like whatever the shades you need, you can just choose any one of them. So mostly I use this the red sunset thing inside my project itself, or maybe you can just go to this one. Okay. So this is also added in the sheet. Okay, click on this one, get your background. Okay, and you can just click to copy and just use it. All right, guys. Any doubts in this one? Is it? I guess it's simple, right? You guys can check it out. Okay, we were talking about Flexbox, right? Let's get a step back and see this. So basically, we discussed that, and in your music player too. So you have some sections for cards and all those. So you can go through Flexbox. That will be really really helpful for you guys. Okay. So I hope considering all the properties and all, you guys are clear with this one. What else you can use in your project? Okay, so for the for that below music player, that progress bar, how many of you know there is a tag, progress tag? Do you guys know about that? Progress estimal tag. You can use that one. So for music player progress, so progress tag is there. Okay. So your music is progressing. You can just go through that also. Okay. So this is a progress tag. Okay. So this is already inbuilt in HTML. You can say the value to be 50 and it would be 50%. You can set the color and all those things. Okay. Make sense, guys? Okay. So you can use for the music player thing. Okay. Next thing. What do you use for icons? Like icons in the website. What do you guys use?
Font and action.
Font awesome. Okay. That is good. Yeah, so Foundation is one of the there, and there is once icons 8, so you can get SVGs and all those things from it. So that is also available. So just check that part also. All right, all right. So this is what we had, guys. Okay, so let's do our last topic, which is Bootstrap. Before we get started with the JavaScript part, I hope you all of you are excited for that one also. Okay, so how many of you have already started JavaScript? Is there anyone? Okay. How many of you already know about something about JavaScript? Okay. So we'll discuss that also. Let's focus on Bootstrap for the time. Now, since we know that Flexbox is going to help us and some of the other things are there, which is very helpful for us. Here comes Bootstrap. Bootstrap says that I have some components, built-in components, pre-built components. Okay, you can use these pre-built components instead of creating your own components. For example, there is a form or something. Okay, so you can just use it. It says that build fast, responsive site with Bootstrap. This was developed for Twitter. Okay, so Twitter uses and build fast, responsive sites with Bootstrap, powerful, extensible, feature-packed front-end toolkit, and something. Okay. Now, next is how to use it. So let's go to the documentation. Powerful, feature packed, and anything is there. So build anything from prototype to production in minutes, and all those things. All right. So there are lots of things over there. So what we need, let's focus on that. So what do we need? We need these two tags first of all, or I just need a single tag, which will do my job. Okay, JS component HTML5 doc. Okay, I do not want to download it. The contents, overview, breakpoints. Okay, let's come to this part. So breakpoints are customizable with that determine how your responsive layout behaves across device or viewport size is in Bootstrap. Responsive layout behaves across devices. So media queries have some breakpoints inside it. So we are considering that number also. So that min width max width we were writing. So that is what we call as a breakpoint. See this guys. If you see, so it says 576, 992, 968, 768. Okay, so these are the things. So we considered 576. Below 576, everything is mobile. Okay. Um, After 768, so maybe considered as a tablet. 992, so it also considered as a tablet. Apart from this one, so 1200, 1400 pixels, so these kind of widths are considered for desktop. So double XL, XL large, and these are the something available breakpoints in Bootstrap. Where are we going to use it? That is a question. We'll see that, but this is how it works. Next point, how Bootstrap works. We'll see that also, and how we are going to use in our code. So we'll see that also. Bootstrap considers the complete page, this complete page, as a container. Okay? So it says that this is a container. Inside this container, everything is rows, columns, rows, columns. So this complete page is a container. It has rows and columns. So it uses both grid and flexbox mostly to do this. All right. It says that containers are most basic layout element in Bootstrap required when using our default grid system. Okay. Containers are used to contain, pad, and create center the content within them. While containers can be nested, most layout do not require a nested container. We'll check it out. Don't worry. So we'll see. We'll see how are we going to use this. But yeah, so this is how what it is working. So what's next? Fluid containers. We'll see this also. Anything else in this page? Okay. Now, this is how a grid look like. Okay, so display grid. It says that everything is rows and columns. So you can see that there's a single row. Inside this, there are three different columns, and they appear something like this. So we are in a good position to use this one, and we'll create one site out of it. Anything else from this one? Nope. So you can just go through breakpoints, containers, grid, and columns. Nothing else is required here. Yeah, components. But build vertically collapsing accordions in combination with collapse JavaScript plugin. Okay, but before this, let me write some code. For that, let me get this script. Include Bootstrap, CSS, and JS. Bootstrap people give us already written CSS. This is the CSS file, and this is their um, JavaScript file. What is Syrian? We discussed in the last session, guys, or not? Syrian. CDN means a content delivery network. Okay, so these people have their server located in different countries or continents, and you can download files from their server. So this is what CDN servers are. Okay, so I hope the last class animate.css website we went, so we use this CDN itself. Font Awesome also uses CDN. So this is a server where all these kind of files are stored. This is normal CSS file. Okay, like not normal, they have written style inside it, but yeah. Makes sense. Let me just bring this up, copy path, and paste it over here. So I can see that I have this heading in over here. Okay. Now this, if I see this heading, it is not like the normal heading which we have in our website. Okay. So we're basically having some kind of a styling or font changes, and all those things are there. So similarly, I have colors and all those things. So you can see that. So these are the colors I have. Now Bootstrap says that Bootstrap works in case of containers and all. Okay, so containers. So it divides the complete page into rows and columns. So using one of the container. So let's bring this also. So I can go to containers, and I can just pick one of them. So let's go to grid. So all the code is already written. So if you want something to build up, so you can just copy and paste it in over here. Now these will have some styles of their own. Let's see that also. So you can see that these are the columns. They are equally spaced without writing any flex box or any kind of style. If I wanted to do the same thing, okay, so if I wanted to do the same thing, I would have to write the complete one as display flex and justify content and all those things. But you can see that I'm already getting some styles because I have included this script file and I've included this CSS file in over here. So this is what I'm. Okay. What else? So let's try to create a website with the help of this Bootstrap. So we are going to clone a website of Airbnb. Okay. So they have a good website, and we can just clone this one. So maybe we can just focus for the navbar. Okay. Then maybe we go to this cards or and these filters also. Okay. So let's try to create this navbar using Bootstrap. So Bootstrap says that you do not have to write styles anymore. Okay, like we have to write a style, but just making our life easier. Okay, so let's try to design something like this, and then we'll jump to the card based layout and all. So let's see how we are going to use Bootstrap. One more thing before we proceed. So Bootstrap divides our complete viewport. Bootstrap divides our complete viewport in 12 columns. Okay, so it divides into 12 columns, and all these columns are equal width. Okay, so these are equal width, and there can be multiple rows. So dividing this into 12 columns, it means that if I have three columns, so both are having four, so both are occupying at least four columns. Okay, so this is what we are having. All right, so let's just quickly see how we are going to design this. Next, Bootstrap also have something components which are pre-built components. We can just directly use it. So we have navbar also here. So it says that documentation and examples, Bootstrap powerful, responsive navigation header and the navbar. Include support for branding, navigation, and more. Include support for a collapse plugin or something. So let's just use it. So this is a sample one. Okay. So if you want this, you can just take this one out, or maybe with the icon we can use this one. Or do we have anything else? So something with the search bar and the just title. So maybe I can just copy this. So you can simply copy and use it over here directly. Let's create a container first. So since our page is divided into container, so I'll say div class goes as container fluid. Okay. So container fluid, and then we have the div, we have this class row, and the div. Yes, so I can have multiple columns inside it. Okay, so multiple columns inside it. So let's have a single column. Now when I say container fluid, it means it is going to take 100% of the page width. Is it so? Does it mean it is not having the 100% width? So yes, currently it is not having the 100% of the width. So if I just go to this div, I can see that it is not occupying the current div. Just a quick recap. Grid system works like that. It divides our complete page into 12 equal columns. 12 equal columns. Okay? So if I say three columns, so all these three columns are of 4 units. Okay? It will be clear when we discuss. So this is row and this is column. So dividing in row and columns, and this is container. So container does not occupy full width. So to occupy full width, you have to write a class container fluid. Remember, for using Bootstrap, you have to be careful with the class names because these class names are the one which styles are written in link. Okay, so it's styles are already written. You have to just use the class name. Okay, so that is the whole idea of Bootstrap. Okay, and since I already copied the navbar code, so let me paste over here. So where did I get the navbar code? Okay, but before that, let's see how it is looking. Let me delete this one, and I do not need the hello world also now. That is good. Okay, so let's see. Did we get a navbar? So yes, we are getting a navbar in over here. Okay. So I'm planning to clone this. Okay. Not completely, but like what can be the basic idea of cloning this Airbnb site? What can I do? So I can say that this is navbar. So maybe instead of navbar, I can write Airbnb and use this logo also. So yes, I can say Airbnb, and maybe I can add the image also over it. So I can simply add the image tag and use this. For the height and width of image, let's choose height this, width this, source something. One more thing, guys. Whenever a website opens in your browser now, everything is downloaded in your machine. Okay? So every picture you see, every code you see over here is already downloaded. Okay? So even though our pictures you see in over here, so everything is on my system. Okay? So that is how things work. It means that these pictures have been already downloaded into my browser. That is how browser is able to see this. How to get these images? Very easy. Go to inspect. Okay? First inspect, hit network tab, clear this, do a quick refresh. Okay? Let it load. Go to image. Okay? You see these all filters img, so I go to img and you will see all the images loaded from this website. Click on any one of them, go to preview, you will see the image is already there in your machine, downloaded in hd. Okay, kidding. So we can just get this image. So I can say that save image and something something, and I can use this one. So everything is already in my machine. Okay, so I do not need to wonder. So I can just drag it over here. So okay, let's change the name and use it. So rename and Airbnb dot png. Okay, why didn't it change? Let me rename it again. So you can say Airbnb. Let's quickly use this image. So I can say that Airbnb.png. All right. So I hope the navbar image and this thing is clear. So you can see that Airbnb and the logo is over. Similarly, if I want this kind of search bar, this is also easy. That's not an issue. How can I make this round instead of this like the this thing? So how can I make this round like this? This is easy. What we can say? What is the style we can give to this? This is already clear, guys. We can give it border radius, and I can say that let's say 10 pixels, or maybe it would work to 20 pixels or something. So you can see that I have rounded search bar. Okay, so this is something I can do. How do I achieve this one? So I can have three text. How do I achieve this one? So maybe I can use a font or some icons. So I do not need this search button. Okay, so I can just hide it, maybe, or maybe like you can just use font awesome to get a magnifier icon and use it over there. So let's do that also. Just a quick. So I'm giving like what could be the idea over here. Okay. So we'll say search icon font awesome. All right, let's copy this thing. Okay, but in order for it to work, we need the Syrian link. So I'll go to Syrian font awesome. So this is content delivery network I was talking about. Okay? So you have everything over here. So copy this, copy link. So Syrian font awesome. The first link with all the minimum CSS and all those things. And let me add it over here. All right, all right. So I have this icon over here. I can do some more changes. Make it inside, assigning some negative margin and all, and we can do this. Can you guys build this now? I guess that is easy. That's not an issue, right? Okay. So I hope you guys can. All right, guys. One thing, so how to have a navbar using Bootstrap, we just saw. How can I have this card based layout? Okay. So this is one very important thing we already have in Bootstrap. So this is also present here. So Bootstrap components offer card also. How does a card look? So Bootstrap cards are provide a flexible and extensible content container. Okay. With multiple variants and options. So multiple variants and options. So a card is a flexible, extensible content container. It includes options for headers and footers, and all those things are written over here. Let's just use it quickly. I can say that. Uh, so where do we have the code? So already we have the code. All right. Just a quick look what we need to develop. So there is a row with 4 columns, and maybe we can create 3 rows. Okay. So single row with 4 columns. All right. Let's do this. Again, you can have multiple containers in your page. That is totally possible. Multiple containers, multiple rows, and inside rows, multiple columns. That is good. We have already have that. Okay? In order to apply the style, just name should be correct. Container fluid and the class row. Okay, and the columns. Okay, for a okay, so this is CO. Now rows and columns. So these all are having styles. The name should be correct. Just a step back. Uh, if I go to any one of them, so this container fluid, we can see that it is already a flexbox, and we are already having this. Where are this style coming from? Any ideas, guys? Where are these styles coming from? Um, we added the Bootstrap CSS file over here, right? Are you guys getting the point? Okay. So it means some style is already there, right? You can just directly go to this.
Yeah, sir.
Okay, we can go and check it. This, see, this is a normal CSS. Like obviously it is very big, but yeah, I hope you guys are getting the point. Why are we using link tag and all those things? Coming back. So similarly, these are the columns. Let me have 3 columns, okay, and 3 rows. But before that, let's build this one. So each column is going to have a card. Each column is going to have this card based layout. Okay, so copy and similarly just paste it. Rest is, I guess, good. The source will replace, not an issue. So let me paste it over here and one card over. Similarly, just these 3 columns, a single row. I can have multiple rows, same as this one. And finally, so formatting my document. All right, let's quickly go to this one. Let's see. So you can see that. Let me make it normal. So you can see that I'm having card-based layout. Okay, without writing any I have not written a single CSS, and I am getting this kind of layout. Okay, so I can already see this that some part is done. We need to add images and all those things. But yeah, I hope you guys are getting a point, like how it is making a
Yeah,
life
sir.
easy. Okay.
Yes, sir.
That is good. So one more thing, you can write your own style also. It means that, for example, I need some uh, space between these two. Okay, so I can just simply say that each of the row should have margin at the top. Okay, so you can say style. Always write your style at the last. Okay, why is that? So that no one overwrites your style. Okay, otherwise your styles will be overwritten by some other package, third party package. Okay, so this will not be applied. So that is what it okay, so 10 pixels is less. Let's give it 30 pixels. All right, let's get some images and use the images in over here. So similarly, how to get the images? Go to network tab, refresh, choose image filter. You have all the images over here. Right click, save image as. Right, let's download three of them and then we are good. Right click, right click. Let's choose any good image. Also, this is looking good. So you can save image. And I guess that's it. Let's drag and drop. So where is it? Where is it? Okay, so why is it showing me only one of them? So just a second, guys. I'm dragging it. Okay. Okay, let me copy and paste directly. This is taking a lot of time. So copy, copy, and copy. That is the issue. It will not allow me to copy. Just a second. Let me see if the drag works. Drag, drag, drag. Yes, it is working. All right. Let's get back to VS Code. Okay. So naming these images, maybe I can say that image one, image two, image three. So image one, image two, image two, and finally the image. All right, this is good. So image one, image two, image three. Let's use this. So for this navbar, which sorry, the card-based layout which we are having. So card-based layout are very famous nowadays. Okay, so you can just use this one. So you can say duplicate, duplicate. So duplicate edit, CTRLD, select and CTRLD, CTRLD, and you will get this. So finally, I will say image one dot jpg, and I can say image two, and finally I can say image. Also with this image thing, whenever we are using image, we must be careful that we, if you already know the height and width of image, that is good. But if you do not know, should be careful. So maybe we can include some height, and I can say that it's 50 cross 50. That would be small, right? So maybe we can go to 100 cross 100, and same for the width, and we can go for 100 cross. That is good. All right, guys, let's get back. Okay, so okay, not bad. So we are getting the things in over. So similarly, I can do some more modifications and search for things, and maybe I can. For a static website creation, Bootstrap is good. Okay, so you guys can follow that also. So that is good. Okay, guys, are you all of you are getting this point right? How to use Bootstrap? Any doubts in this?
Yes,
Okay.
not sure.
All right. Maybe so you can find something. Let's say this is lots of images we can explore. Okay. What is this? Anyone knows what we call this? We call this carousel. Okay. So carousel बोलते हैं. How does it work? So let's see. We already have carousel kind of thing in Bootstrap pre-built. Okay. So kind of a slideshow and all those things. So you can first slide, second slide. Okay. So this thing is also there. You can use this also. Just pretty simple. Copy paste. Okay. Okay, kidding. Like all of you, like yeah, that is good. You can just use that. Not an issue at all. So instead of having the image, you can put a carousel. So let's experiment with the first one. Comment this part out. Instead of the image, let me put a carousel. So this is a carousel. Pretty much very straightforward. So we can see that three images. So CTLD, okay, and image one, image two, image three. Also, like, to be careful, let's use height and width also. Not want to miss on this one. So I can say CTLD. Finally, I have to put this one. And we are good, I guess. Okay, so this one has been applied in over here. So you can see that first, second, third, first, second, third. Modify these buttons and all, and you will be getting the same effects. All right. Okay. I hope like things are good. Okay. What are the other good things I like, guys? About maybe you can just go through this one, okay? But you can choose this as spinners and all. Okay, this looks good. Okay, so maybe some loading things and all those kind of things. You can just choose this part out, play with it, and find it. So buttons and forms is also there. So we have forms also. So forms are very, it's like these are like mostly used for forms itself. Yeah, so how to create a form and all those things, you can just input and things, and you can go through it. So this is marking our like we are mostly completed with HTML and CSS part, like the structure and the formatting, the styling, and all those things. So I hope you guys learned something out of the HTML and CSS lectures. And if you have completed already the assignments, that is well and good. If not, please do that. Most probably, we are going to start with the intro to JavaScript in the next session. But before that, if you have any questions regarding this, so one more thing, guys. Do you guys are you guys free on like Sunday morning or afternoon? Like I was planning to have it in evening, but
So
I
yeah,
have
sir. By evening I will free. I will free, sir.
maybe if you guys can agree on morning or afternoon, that would be good. I have a function in the evening, so
Sir, Sunday.
Sunday, like
Sunday exam, sir.
yeah, okay,
Sunday morning I have exam, sir.
okay, afternoons like around 4 5 p.m. 4 5 is good.
Okay, sir. Okay. No, not 4 5. At 5 o'clock. Okay, sir.
5 o'clock. Okay.
Yes,
Anyways,
sir.
yep. Thanks. We'll check that part out. Okay. So 5 or 6 would be good. Hmm. Kundan, you want to say something?
No, sir. That's fine.
Okay. Where is the attendance sheet? Okay. Just a step back. This is group D, right?
Yes.
All right. Akash is here, so I'm marking. If I miss, please tell. So Kundan is here. Hemant is here. Did I miss someone?
Vishal.
Vishal. Okay, Vishal is here. Um,
So, Aditya.
Aditya is here. Okay, so 2 2 4 and 1 5.
Priyanshu sir.
Priyanshu. Okay, that is good. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And if you are planning to start JavaScript, well and good. Otherwise, we are going to see that in the next session. Anyways, go through HTML, CSS, go through the lectures, responsiveness, everything you need to check, and be prepared with the questions. And we'll see. We'll see in the next session. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.
Sir,
Yeah.
actually, I just it's like I want your suggestion.
Okay.
What type of system will be good for the development?
What kind of system good for development? Like code editors or hardware, like investors.
Like complete systems, the
Complete.
PC.
Okay, complete.
Yeah.
Okay, so hardware and software both.
Yeah.
Mm, okay, so if you are planning to take a Windows device, like if you're not going for Apple, so if you're going for Windows or Linux, so I would suggest you can go for Linux. Okay, like it is a Windows machine itself. You install Linux inside it, because
Okay.
since we are going to learn backend, so backend would be good on Linux. Uh, the configuration, it would be 8 GB of RAM is enough, and I would suggest if 256 SSD is good. Okay, so if SSD is like if you don't want to make the price high, so 250 SSD is
Okay.
good. It is better than having 1 TB hard disk. So trust me. Okay,
Okay.
so SSD
And
and
then
yeah.
so
Mhm.
the processor, it's if it's i3 fifth generation, then it would be like fine.
Yes. So mostly the system started lagging because of the hard disk. So go for SSD, and i3 is good. So if the budget allows, you can go for i5, but SSD, i3, and 8 GB RAM is well and good for development.
Okay.
Sir, as you have mentioned, we can use Bootstrap to means get framework. But what if you have to change color? Means, can you do that in by using Bootstrap?
Color, like we can write our own style also if you want to edit something. Maybe customize a button. So maybe we can use our own style. You can override the Bootstrap style anytime you want. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yeah, means that was my doubt. So
Oh.
can I use Bootstrap for my major project in a music playlist?
So that, yeah, so that is because we cannot use JavaScript inside it, right? I guess. So Bootstrap
Okay,
uses JavaScript,
okay, sir.
so
Got
we
it.
have to write on scratch.
Okay, sir. Means I have to means write for myself.
Yes.
Okay, thanks, sir.
Yep. Bye, guys.
Good night, sir.
Good night, guys.